This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am live to discuss something that has just popped off. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is now off. Now, why are the reasons? We don't know. There's no logical explanation on why it was canceled. Nobody has nothing to explain, nothing to add. You know, according to the Ring magazine, it's off. And you know, the strange thing about the whole ordeal is this fight is all of a sudden off after hearing Canelo possibly fighting Jake Paul in May. And my thing is, Jake Paul versus Canelo Alvarez versus Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. I don't want to be pessimistic, but you know, I was thinking, you know, that's kind of too good to be true for Canelo, because Canelo does whatever he wants. He does whatever he wants to do. And I think what people need to realize about people that do whatever they want to do, I think people should understand that's the same mindset that causes the sport to suffer. DJ Rush, hi Counterpunch, how are you doing today? I'm doing great, man. I'm looking at a beautiful view. I'm in absolute beautiful view. I'm on Cross Lake right now. I'm watching boats come in. It's like 75 degrees. It's perfect. There's no humidity. Well, a little, because this is in the South. But I'm doing great. But what's not doing great is boxing. You got the cash cow in the sport. And we heard that he was going to fight Terence Crawford, the guy that called out Canelo. Terence Crawford. In September. They didn't have a date, but it was in the month of September, right? Mexican Independence Day. Then, shortly after, we heard about Jake Paul versus Canelo Alvarez. Then, shortly after, it's off. Canelo and Crawford. You know, that's not a good sign. You know, that's really not a good sign, because if I am, okay, here's the thing. If Canelo ends up fighting Jake Paul, he ends up signing, and this fight actually goes ahead. Do you know who I wish I would be? Jake Paul. Why? Because if I'm Jake Paul, I would be hyping that fight up to the T. Because Jake Paul is, don't get me wrong, Jake Paul is a master promoter. This man knows how to promote fights. I don't care if it's fixed. I don't care if they're rigged. I don't care if they're fake. I don't care if they're real. Because I don't think all of them were fake. I think some of those fights were real. I think he actually knocked the block off of a lot of these fighters. If I'm Jake Paul, I'm going to promote to the T, and Jake could have this for free. Bars. I would promote the idea of Canelo Alvarez fighting me and having to cancel the next bout because he's unsure about how this one's going to come out. Bars. Let me say that one more again so people can understand. If I'm Jake Paul, I'm going to promote to the T. I'm going to make it known that Canelo Alvarez had to cancel the event after me because he was unsure about how this event is going to go down. If I'm Jake Paul, I would be promoting that shit to the T. If Canelo wanted to save face, he wouldn't fight any of them. If he's not going to fight Crawford, by God, don't fight Jake Paul, because that's a bad trade-in. And then if I'm Jake Paul, there is nothing that can stop me at this point. Why and how could anybody stop me, Jake Paul, at this point of my career? At 27 years of age, who can stop me? Who will be able to stop me at that point? No one. Why? Because I fought the cash cow, the #1 highest paid boxer in the sport right now. I fought Canelo Alvarez. Regardless if I win or I lose, I'm going to probably make it bigger than the fight that I just had with the legendary Mike Tyson. So if I know I can do that, who in the hell could say anything to me at that point? No one. Counterpunch. Jake Paul would then be unstoppable. The idiot Canelo don't know it. He doesn't realize what you're doing is bullshit. You take away a real fight with a guy that really wants to challenge you, a guy that they compare to the guy that beat you, Floyd, Money Mayweather, Terence Bud Crawford, to fight Jake Paul. If you want to go that route, guess what's going to happen? Boxing is going to turn into a payaso show, a clown show. It will turn into a clown show because of you, because you decided to fight the guy for the money. Sure, it may be the easier fight. Why not? I'm pretty sure it probably would be. Guy with those many flaws and the lack of or whatever. But at the same time, you decided to fight him instead of Terence Crawford. So that means you're representing boxing till its worst capacity. Rod, Canelo ducking again. I mean, I don't know, and I'm going to explain, but I'm just wanting to get this point across first. Mama Lou, counterpunch to you. Yeah, Yaffy, but I bet you still watch it. Here's the thing. I have to watch it because it's my job. I could say boycott it, but I'm not going to boycott boxing. Because Canelo Alvarez at this point, I was all for it until I found out he decided to cancel the Terence Crawford fight. See, here's my problem. If you're going, if the Crawford fight's off, have we heard that the Jake Paul fight's off? No. That's the problem. Okay? You can have them both, but you got to pick one or the other. I would say if you're going to fight them both, fight them both. If you're not going to fight one, don't fight none. Okay? Because it doesn't look good for Canelo to not fight Crawford and fight Jake Paul. I don't think Canelo ever wanted to fight Bud because he's unsure he would win. Big Mook 04. Let me tell you something, guys. Canelo never wanted to fight Terence Crawford. I do believe that. I don't think he wanted to. I think the pressure was on him to do so, especially on the way he responded to Terence Crawford. He said, listen, I won't get credit for beating Crawford. He said that. He also said, I don't like the style of someone like Crawford because he moves around. We've seen how Canelo fights people that move around. He doesn't at all. He does a piss poor job of fighting anybody to that capacity. He does. Kurt, word is Turkey pulled the fight. Well, why would he pull the fight and he wanted to fight? St. Don. I mean, if that's the word, that's the word. That's the rumor or whatever. But there's all rumors at this point. See, the only saving grace for Canelo Alvarez right now is the fact that he has not, I repeat, he has not said that he would fight Jake Paul. If he fights Jake Paul and not Terence Crawford, that's bad news. That's real bad news. You know, I just thought that he was going to fight Jake Paul just to give him something to do, you know, at his weight class. Make everybody come to him because he's the creme de la creme. He's the cash cow. He's El Cinnamon, right? And then September, you know, Terence, you'll see Terence in September. But if he's not fighting Terence, there's nothing really to get up for. There's nothing to really get up for. The only thing that I would get up for is the promotional skills of Jake Paul. So you say, yeah, I bet you still watch it. Yeah, I would still watch it because I know Jake Paul is going to come with some marketing out this world when he self-promotes this shit out of the planet. And I'm going to help him do it if he ends up fighting Jake Paul. How? Because I just gave him some food, some energy. You wasn't sure that you were going to beat Terence Crawford, little old Bud, but yet you decided to pick me. So when you decided, hey, I'm going to fight Jake Paul last, because it was Terence Crawford signed for September, then it was Jake Paul signed for May, right? So if Jake was last, that means he had to rethink himself. He had to restructure, because hey, I'm fighting Jake Paul, and if I'm Jake Paul, he knows that the problem child is going to come to knock his head off. He knows that I'm coming to dethrone Canelo. He knows that I will be the cash cow. Canelo knows not to pick anybody after me, because he'll probably end up fighting me again in September when I knock his ass out. I know what Jake Paul's going to do. That's what I would do if I was Jake Paul. Like Usher would sing, there goes my payday. Well, I don't think Crawford, you think Crawford cares about money, really? Do you think Crawford really cares? Crawford ain't cared about money since he left Top Rank, and he ain't cared about it then. Let's just be real. Terence Crawford's drivenness is not formed around money. Terence Crawford allowed Bob Arum to slander his name, to piss and moan, to talk about how he's losing money, because he had to give it to Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford had a contract. I think he made a guarantee or $3 or $4 million a fight. That's a lot of fighting. That man has 40 fights. That's a lot of fights. He hasn't been too long left Bob Arum. You know that, right? He left Bob Arum, what, 3 fights ago? So Terence has money. Terence is not hurting. Terence is not broke. Terence is not doing it for the money. And here's the thing. The money thing is about, hey, it's about respect. He wants that amount of money because he wants people to respect him, and what people respect is money. Kurt Turkey annoyed because Canelo making the Jake Paul fight. It don't matter if he shouldn't be annoyed if he's making the Jake Paul fight. You know what I mean? I don't know why he should, and that's no reason to pull a later fight with a later date. There's no reason for that. There's no real reason for Turkey to do that if he did that. I'm just going off of your claim, okay? I don't know what Turkey has done or didn't do. I'm not sure. Terence is driven to the best, to be the best. Skrilla 50. That's all he wants to do. Because I think deep down inside, Terence Crawford thinks that he's better than Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather done those things years ago. He done that shit over a decade ago. He cooked Canelo's ass at age 23 years of age. He cooked his ass at 23. Yes, he cooked him at 23 years of age. And people say it was too young. Well, what about Teofimo Lopez? Was Teofimo Lopez too young when he got in there with Vasil Lomachenko, High Tech, The Matrix? Was he too young then? Was T.O. too young? But Canelo was? Get the fuck out of here, man. People are tripping. No, he wasn't. Canelo smoked his ass because Canelo knew he was better than him. You know, that's all. But understand, Canelo Alvarez is a good fighter. But Canelo's opposition makes him perceive to be better than he really is. See, I always told people, Canelo will always have problems with someone that knows how to box and move and doesn't give him any concessions of traps and advantages, because they don't have to give him that in the ring. You do that outside the ring. You do that when you agree to sign a contract and weight limits and rehydration clauses and, you know, home base and, you know, where the venue's going to be and A side and B side, all that shit, that's set before. When you get in there with Canelo, you know what to do. If you're a boxer, you box him. You don't go fight him head up because he's going to knock your fucking face off. Why would you want to fight someone like that? That's dumb. Oh, I'm going to fight you how you want me to fight you. That's dumb. That doesn't even make sense. That's like, oh yeah, I'm going to play with that. I could have fought him this way, but I wanted to show people. And how many times? Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to take a business call. But listen, why is it buffering? No. I had to take a business call. So I am back. Okay, if he doesn't fight Bud, let him fight Benavidez. He's not going to fight Benavidez because he's not going to 175. We've seen what Canelo does at 175. We've seen what he does at 175. period. Canelo is Duckello. Whitey McCrackers and Counterpunch to you. Crawford's inactive ass has smoke at 154. Bakram and Ortiz and Fondora. Man, he also has Mutataliev there too, Yafi. He has Mutataliev there too. There's a lot of people at 154. Now I'll agree with you, like Yafi. That's a good point. It's not the fact that Terence don't have people to fight. There's always somebody to fight. I mean, there's always someone to tussle up with, man. To knuckle up with. You have fights there. And I do agree, 154, I would like to see Terence Crawford at 154. But here's the thing. That's not the point, is it? The point is he wanted Canelo. And the thing we thought we had was Canelo agreeing and Terence agreeing. And it's the fight supposed to be signed. Then we hear about Jake Paul comes in as this somewhat distraction, right? He comes in as this distraction of, hey, what's going on? And this is that and the other. You know, and then we have no Crawford Canelo fight. And I'm thinking like, okay, that doesn't even make sense because it comes off right now, people. It comes off that we're getting one fight instead of another. The fight that I guess we've got, conditioned to find out about, which is the Canelo Crawford fight, we're not getting because of a fight that we didn't fucking ask for. You guys see how that doesn't make sense? Do you see how that's looking right now? It's looking like a fight that we didn't ask for that we're getting versus a fight that has been talked about for the last, what, year and a half now? You know what I mean? Because, well, damn near 2 years, because Terence Crawford cooked Errol Spence when? What, July of 2022? So 2022, half of that, then all of 2023, then 24. So you mean to tell me for 2.5 years we've been getting conditioned and the idea of and tossing around the thought of Canelo fighting Terence Crawford, and it looked like it's coming to fruition. Then all of a sudden we get this, you know, roadblock, obstacle, bullshit clown fight with Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez, and then we get no Terence Crawford versus Canelo fight. That looks bad, people. That's all I'm saying. That looks very, very bad. Bill Keaveney in the building. What's up, champ? Do we know why the fight's off? No, we don't. We really don't. I don't know. But Canelo and Jake Paul hasn't been announced too, though. Isaac, that is the saving grace of this as well, of Canelo Alvarez. So we have to understand that. Shout out to Isaac in the building. Because we don't really know if Canelo's fighting. See, if he ends up not fighting any of them, he's off the hook. Because at that point, Canelo has chose to do something else. I'm not going to fight Terence, and he really never asked for the Terence fight. I get that. But the Jake Paul fight is pissing everybody off. It's pissing me off. I don't know how many of you guys are upset about it, but I'm highly upset because I don't want to see a clown fight. We've already saw that shit this year. I mean, I'm sorry, that was last year, wouldn't it? We already seen Jake Paul take Mike Tyson on. I don't want to see another fight like that. I don't want to see a fight like, you know, sure, it'll be a spectacle. Yeah, it'd probably be on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix will probably mess around and throw and break another record. But who cares about records if the fight is trash? Think about what I'm saying. They're all clapping like a bunch of drunk seals in the ocean over some sales or how it broke Netflix, and you couldn't even watch the shit. No, I don't want to see nothing like that. I don't want to see anything like that. I don't want to, you know, it's not all about profit. You know, I don't want to see that at all. Kurt, at least we got the greatest fight card of all time for only $26 USD. Rod, you are absolutely positively correct, the mundo, about that, sir. Exactamente. We have on February 22nd, the biggest or the best card that we've probably ever seen, especially in this millennium. I'm not going to talk about the 90s and the 80s, and I'm not talking about that. I don't even want to do that. What I'm going to do is promote positivity and promote boxing. That's why I'm shutting down the idea of Canelo fighting Jake Paul instead of Terence Crawford. Now, he could have done both because nobody would have cared if he did both. But since he's not doing both, I don't want to see any of them. I don't want to. If you're not going to fight Crawford, I don't want you to trade that in for Jake Paul. What has Jake Paul done to prove that he is worthy of fighting Canelo? Yeah, shout out to Rod. I know, right? Shout out to Rod in the building. R-O-D in the building. I promise I will watch Jake Canelo no matter what. I believe you. I mean, I would watch it too if it's on. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would watch it. I would, you know, and then you damn right I'm going to watch the build-up. You think I didn't enjoy Conor McGregor talk himself into a Floyd Mayweather fight, talk himself through a Floyd Mayweather post or pre-conference, pre-press conference, and the build-up, all through that build-up, he appetized people with the shit that he said, the stuff that he was talking about. He said that Floyd Mayweather is a old, young, bald bitch. And he had the crowd behind him. Now, if you think if Conor McGregor would have beat Floyd, Conor McGregor would be the superstar. He would be bigger than Floyd because he's already started like a Floyd Mayweather, because a lot of people hated him, you know, especially from Brazil. But then, you know, a lot of people loved him because they loved that brash, that walk and all that stuff. And he was promoting liquor and all this stuff, Proper 12 and all this. And then he goes and beats Floyd. You understand how big Conor McGregor would be? Bro, he would be huge. The fuck you pinstripe suit that Conor wore was dope. Is Canelo versus winner of Better BF Bivol? Let's hit at 175, not bigger than Canelo versus Bud, yes or no? Oh, no, it's not bigger than Canelo versus Bud. I mean, here's the problem though. I wish it was, but it's not. You know? Oh, hell no. No, you good, man. All right. Canelo versus Benavidez will be bigger than Bud, definitely. Well, Canelo versus Benavidez would be, sure, because people will want to see that shit, bro. Mexican fans would explode. You know what I mean? Because see, you would have the old guy, the seasoned guy, versus the young, hungry guy. You know, also from Mexican descent. Yeah, that would be big. That would be bigger than Bud, because see, the problem with Bud I don't think was promoted right because he was with Top Rank too long. To be fair, he didn't have like this huge country behind him. See, the Philippines with Manny Pacquiao, Manny, you know, swept the world, and then he had like celebrities behind him. I'm okay, Skrilla. Damn, Kurt, I can't say I'm disappointed. Well, I know people are saying like, well, you know, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez was a fantasy fight. Nah, you know, I think if Terence lost, he lost. He just wasn't better than Canelo. That's all. Matt, what's up, brother? I'm good. I'm doing good, man. Better BF Cruiser losing weight. Conor abuses women. He should be forgotten in boxing. I don't think that Conor will go back to boxing, honestly. You know, he had to pay that because I had touched down in New Jersey, and he had to pay that lady money because he was found liable for that particular incident. You know, so Canelo needs more money, man. If Canelo needs more money, the world is in a bad shape, because you got to ask yourself, like, what is he doing with it? You know. Are you excited for the Chisora fight this Saturday? I'm going to see it live. Can't wait, man. Oh, bro, cool. No, I'm gonna watch it, but am I just stoked for it? No, not really. And it's sad because I should be, I guess, but I'm not. I mean, you just call it a buck. I'm not excited for that fight. I like Chisora. I like to see Chisora fight, but the last few fights Chisora's been in, you know, the Fury fight was just disappointing to me, and I was like, dude, Chisora, please go and train someone, or go promote someone, or go put other energy into, you know, the sport. Because like Tyson Fury, and it made me mad at Tyson, because I'm like, Tyson, you knew this would happen. You knew you would beat the hell out of Derek Chisora. And, you know, Derek Chisora, man, you know. And here's the thing, though. Derek Chisora, he worries me because he's so driven and he's so unpredictable. You know what I mean? Because, sure, Tyson Fury put a whooping on him. But it's Tyson Fury, though. Versus, then he comes back and he beats Gerald Washington, right? Which is expected. Okay, I get it, you know. Then he beats Joe Joyce, after Joe Joyce have just been, you know, utterly destroyed by Zhilei Zhang. But still, we thought it was his time to go out. Okay, you're fighting Joe Joyce. The Juggernaut's going to run right over you, and that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. Personally, I would like to see Bud try to become undisputed at 154. 154 is really competitive. I think, you know, this is what I think. I think that people I think they put too much faith into Canelo. Canelo is only one guy. He's only one guy, and he's only one guy doing his own thing. He's not trying to be great. The best thing that he's done, he's already done. His best years are behind him. You guys need to understand it. I think you need to let this Canelo stuff go. Let this Canelo stuff go. Okay, why? Because if you don't let it go, you're going to be disappointed based on the activity, or the lack of activity that Canelo's doing. Canelo is not trying to be any other undisputed. He's not trying to do any of that. He's done that. Okay? When he beat Caleb Plant to become the undisputed super middleweight champion, it was over for him as far as accolades and accomplishments. That's it. He fought Triple G. He fought Floyd Mayweather. He fought other tough fights like Erislandy Lara and, you know, guys like that, you know. But other than that, Canelo Alvarez, we need to give up that whole what's Canelo going to do shit. Canelo's already done it. Canelo has done everything that he's going to do. DJ Anton, who's ducking who, Kurt? I have no idea. I just know the fight's off. My problem is, I want people to understand this. I don't see Terence Crawford pulling out of a fight with Canelo Alvarez based on a fight that he's going to have with Jake Paul at the same weight. There's no reason for him to do that. So I don't believe that Terence Crawford is pulled out. Okay? But we don't know why the fight is off. Okay? So we just don't know that. McGregor is embarrassment to the Irish people. We can't stand him over here. From John from Galway, Ireland. Okay. John Fallon. You know Barry Hanley. He's also from Galway. He's a stunt brother of mine, man. Benavidez resume, Crawford's resume. Benavidez's resume versus Crawford's resume. You think Benavidez has a better resume than Crawford? Yafi, I thought you were sober, but I obviously know you're smoking crack. There's no fucking way that David Benavidez's resume is better than Bud Crawford's. You're tripping. David Benavidez don't even believe that shit. So why are you believing it? You got to be smoking some strong shit with formaldehyde and baking soda and stepped on coke. And it's all mashed up and you're smoking it. You're putting it somewhere that you shouldn't be. You're tripping, bro. You are tripping. I mean, like, dude, like, David Benavidez is 27 years old. Terence Crawford has 40 fucking fights. And all the fights that he's fought, Amir Khan, Kell Brook, Jeff Horn, Jose Benavidez, his older brother, knocked him out in the 12th round. Yoriokis Gamboa, when he was undefeated, the golden Olympian from Cuba. People forgot all about him. Victor Postol, Errol Spence, Sean Porter. You know, anybody else that wanted to come along, they would have got their ass whooped too. But they knew that. And you're talking about some shit about David Benavidez is David Benavidez is here. Crawford is here. Get out, dude. Yeah, when I seen you talk before, I was like, he may be, you know, he's gonna talk some shit later on. I pretty much knew that. Yeah. Kurt, your opinion. Beterbiev, Apataya. Bro, war. Guerra. War. Savage war. Alex, let me explain to you like a Tyson Fury would explain to you. Hurt. Serious damage. Lots of pain. Hurt. That's what that fight was going to be. Look, Jaya Pataya fighting someone like Artur Beterbiev, that's a dangerous fight all the way through. Why? Because Jaya Pataya is a guy that likes to mix it up in there. Marius Bradis, right, broke his jaw. You guys do know that, right? You do know that Jaya Pataya got injured in that fight, right? Messing around with that heavy-handed cat. And he did that because Jaya Pataya has good footwork. But Jaya Pataya is a straight-up savage. And what I mean by that, I don't mean that disrespectful. You know, a lot of people, because that may come off derogatory. He's not a savage. He's from, you know, listen, I say savage. When we say savage, that means you're a bad motherfucker. That's what that means. Savage. That means he likes to mix it up. That means he likes to fight. That means he likes to exchange punches. And he did that shit with Marius Bradis. And Bradis broke his shit. So if he does that with Artur Beterbiev, and I don't even think that's a weight advantage, because a lot of people think that Artur Beterbiev is a weight bully, you know, at light heavyweight, because he used to fight at cruiserweight, right? So if he goes up there and he fights Jaya Pataya, and Jaya Pataya has something to prove, because I think he's a straight up savage. War. That's a fight that I would love, and I wish fights like that was bigger. I wish fights like that would get more. And I understand what Turkey's doing. You know what I'm saying? I understand what Turkey's doing. And it makes sense what he's doing. Why? Because Turkey Al-Sheikh is making the biggest card so everybody can come. Because there's a reason why you put the two top guys up there. Bivol and Beterbiev. Beterbiev, Bivol. They're up top. They're the last men to fight. But all these other fights are there to support that fight up here. So wherever you come into, you're going to come to see the show. And it makes sense because that fight needs to be respected like that. That's why that card's so big. He had to orchestrate all these fighters to make sure everybody saw that fight. Because if you didn't see it, if it was by itself, you probably wouldn't watch it. Because all those other fights weren't included, right? So I think that's what Turkey's done. Bravo to His Excellency. Bravo. Scance Rants, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you, man. Everything's good. Just a little kind of, you know, right now. What happened to the Canelo Crawford? Did Turkey pull the plug? Stuart, we don't know. See, all we're hearing is, hey, the fight's on, hey, the fight's off. That's all we heard. That's all we got. That's it. I would feel better if Canelo Paul is officially off too. If that happened, I would be like, okay. then he could go fight somebody at 168 that actually deserves a shot at one of those belts, since he has 3 out of those 4 belts. Let him fight one of those guys. Let him forget about this clown show or freak fight with Jake Paul and this challenge that Crawford wants to take upon himself. Forget about those fights. If he said, I won't get credit, but it's an easy fight, it's easy. Okay. If you think it's that easy, don't take it. I think Alvarez versus Crawford will still be interesting, but more intriguing would be Skip Bayless versus Kurt. But I think Skip will only make it 5 rounds. Skip Bayless wouldn't make it 30 seconds. You talking about the old, weathered, frail, loud, first take guy? Skip Bayless? Put your glasses back on. That guy? You think Skip Bayless would last any rounds with the hurt? Bro, I wouldn't want to do him like that. But if they paid, man, you could pay me $100,000. I'm gonna go in there and knock Skip Bayless out. I'm not gonna even say I'll do it for free, because that's just stupid. Because I don't know how much money they'd offer me. You know, you'd say, I'll do it for free, like an idiot. And then they'll say, dude, we're going to give you $500,000. Oh, no. Bro, no. Y'all don't start that, man. Skip Bayless, man, would be holding like, man, he wouldn't have a chance to. Skip Bayless, he could probably do some awkward shit like, you know what I mean? You know, and then try to grab you. You know, that would be, because he would have to. I don't even think he would. I wouldn't give him the opportunity. I wouldn't give him the opportunity. It would be a 1-2, maybe a 3. But I think I would throw 3 punches, but only have to land 2. By the third, he's on the floor. His eyes are rolling back, or he's asleep. He'll be twitching like that one cat. You remember when Callum Smith hit that one cat? I think it was Castillejo. Right? And he hit this dude, and his legs started twitching. And so I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to permanently hurt anyone. But I would love to knock Skip Bayless out. That would be a pleasure. And then you're going to pay me for that shit? What is this, a joke? What is this, a setup? You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn said Jake Paul versus Canelo is a done deal. Jake Paul said Eddie Hearn said Jake Paul and Canelo is a done deal. You know what? That would be some shit that Eddie would say and would be proud to say, because he knows that the money flows with Jake Paul and Canelo. Memory Laura is my favorite Cuban. Kurt talking, look, Wilder, I only gotta be perfect for 1 second. Well, I mean, now, I mean, I wouldn't even see. Here's the thing. I would spare Skip Bayless. I wouldn't try to punish him and stuff like that. No, I wouldn't do that. I would knock him out. I wouldn't try to make a martyr out of him. I wouldn't try to humiliate him. I would knock him out, because that's what you do to people like that. Because he's made a career of talking shit and making millions talking shit about people and being biased and having his own opinion, which is whatever. But you guys wrongfully put, okay, hypothetically, you guys put Skip Bayless in the ring with me. Bro, I'm 235, 240 pounds. If I hit Skip Bayless with my right hand, Skip, I'm probably gonna break his nose. I know I'm gonna. I don't want to hurt his teeth or nothing. I don't want to, you know. But I would break something. Probably his orbital bone. I wouldn't do that, man. Skip's probably about 70 years old. What do I look like fighting that senior citizen? Come on. Now Shannon Sharp. Oh, that's a different story, because that's one big motherfucker. You know. And I know Shannon wanted to knock him out when he said, "Put your glasses back on." Like he had some kind of authority over that man or something. Kurt talking about throwing that Thanos right hand. Yep. Clifton Richards, I'm doing good, man. Laura took that Australian out so quick. Yeah, Laura's like, people don't understand Laura. Laura fought like that because he could. And Laura doesn't have those legs no more. But what people didn't understand is Canelo Alvarez. Look at Canelo's face. This is all I'm going to say. Look at Canelo's face after the Lara fight. And look at Lara's face after the Canelo fight. That's all you need to know. I'm not going to say anything else because that takes too much time and energy, and we've talked about that too much. Moving on, next. Like my cousin Doris says, moving on, next. Danny Garcia fought more killers at 140 than Crawford. Danny Garcia. The same Danny Garcia that wasn't at 140 when Terence got there. As a matter of fact, Terence Crawford is the reason his ass left. He left 140. And who are you referring to? Who are you referring to? You referring to Lucas Matisse? Did Danny Garcia fight Victor Postol? Because that was the boogeyman at 140. That was the guy that made Lucas Matisse retire for the first time. Manny did it the second time. Who else did he beat at 140? Who? Amir Khan? I mean, well, you can throw that shit out the window because Terence Crawford made Amir Khan quit. See, anybody can knock out Amir Khan, but it's a hell of a thing when you make him quit. You see what I mean? So what else you got? Who else did Danny Garcia beat at 140? You talking about killers. Who were the killers? And I guarantee you this. And see, here's the thing. We're talking about Danny Garcia, the same Danny Garcia that got his ass stopped by Edislani Lara, fucking around up there, fucking with a real one. That's what happens when you fight skilled guys like that. Stay away. That's why his dad, Angel, did not want him fighting Terence Crawford. He got racial. Oh, he blue black. He black. He blue black. What does that got to do with his boxing ability? You cokehead drunkard. What does that have to do with his boxing ability? What does it have to do with his boxing ability? See, when Terence got to 140, he left. Him and his dad, let's go to 147. Because he knew that Danny Garcia would have to face Terence Crawford. And I don't think he wanted that at all. Zab Judah? Bro, did you say Zab Judah? Zab Judah win. You talking about Danny Garcia and Zab Judah? Okay, let's entertain that. How old was Zab Judah? I mean, this is years after Cotto beat him. And you want to talk about Zab Judah. Bro, Zab Judah was not in his prime. Zab Judah was one of those guys. What are we talking about? Eric Morales? That's who we're talking about? Those older legends at that time. They were way past the... Bro, stop. Just stop. I scans rants. I know. Angel Garcia did an 8-ball after Lara stopped Danny. I bet she did. He was lining them up, boy. But boy, Danny, I don't know if I can take this shit. I don't know if I can take this shit no more, man. I'm tired of my boy Danny. Getting beat up. Then he got stopped. Listen, he got stopped. Do you think Crawford wouldn't do that? Crawford would have chopped up Danny just like he chopped up Errol Spence. Errol Spence chopped up Danny Garcia. And then here's the thing. Danny Garcia couldn't even touch Errol. So what did you thought he could do to Terence Crawford? No, bro, no. And Danny's good with his looping shots, and he does hit hard. He's just not on that particular level, okay? Because the way Errol Spence outboxed Danny Garcia, and then Errol Spence goes in there and gets just destroyed by Terence Crawford. So what can we say, though? This was post accident. And then, yes, Danny did catch Errol Spence with shots, too. Not too many, but he did catch him with shots, okay? So I don't want to hear all that, oh, well, the accident is the reason why Errol got beat by Terence Crawford. I don't think Crawford would allow DSG to set his feet to punch. No, he wouldn't. He would box that man with a broken rhythm. He'd probably get in the southpaw stance, right? He'd get in the southpaw stance so he could see that left hook coming. That left hook that Danny Garcia would try to throw. Matter of fact, he might get an orthodox so he can see the left hook because he knows the right hand is decent with Danny. Danny Garcia is a tough Philly kid, okay? But he's been beaten by everybody in that division except for Amir Khan. I mean, everybody elite. He got beat by Keith Thurman. He got beat by Errol Spence. He got beat by Sean Porter. So, I mean, everyone that was anyone at 147, he got beat by. So him talking about Danny I don't even want to waste time with that cat. Yeah, Porter and Madrimov were wiping Crawford's nose. They made Porter quit. You forgot about that, huh? And Madrimov started holding as soon as Crawford started pressing the gas on his ass. What did he start doing? He started holding. People hold to stop attacks. People hold to survive. Okay? Sometimes people hold to frustrate, but not in his case, because he was doing a pretty good damn job, right? Hey, Kurt, just saw that you were live. Counterpunch to you. What's up, Jay? Counterpunch to you, bro. Porter has the footwork to give Crawford some trouble. Spence just didn't, but I definitely respect Spence. I respect Spence too, but I'm like, where the hell is he? He has to fight again at some point. Let's talk about Errol Spence for a second. Errol Spence has to come back to the sport of boxing because if he doesn't, he will be looked at. I mean, he's going to have excusers, people that excuse him. You know, oh, the wreck did it. Yeah, the wreck, he shouldn't even came back. Dude, that dude fought twice after that. He fought twice after that damn wreck. Maybe 3 times, right? So why are we doing that? Let's stop that. You know? But anyhow, Errol Spence has to. What the hell? Hey, Kurt, I think it's only the 10th after she get. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, versus Spence versus Fundora is fun. Spence chews him up. Well, I mean, let's hope so. But he needs to fight somebody else. He needs to fight someone else. Scott threw the water fight. Yeah. He's fast enough, I reckon. John Fallon, you sure know your boxing, brother. You are a pleasure to listen to you from. John again from Galway, Ireland. Appreciate you, John Fallon, in the building. Spence over Zoo. Hey man, I don't know where Tim Zoo is mentally, so I'm not even going to talk about Tim Zoo. All I can say about Tim Zoo is I hope he gets better. I appreciate his I like the way he fights. I think his career, if he thinks about it, if anybody needed excuses, it's Tim Zoo. Tim Zoo's career, and I blame his corner, it was altered by making bad decisions. And that bad decision cost him pretty much a career of grief. Think about it. That damn Fundora fight should have been stopped in round 4. By round 4, that should have been the end of round 4. It should have stopped. Okay, it shouldn't have been no round 5 through 12. That was the stupidest thing they ever done. His corner was incapable of making the proper decision for that man. He was whooping Fondora's ass. Fondora's nose was leaking as well too. It was a bloody fight on both ends. But I mean, that vein that was leaking out of his face and into his eyes, and he couldn't see. And Fundora knew that shit, and his big tall ass sitting there, bip, 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 bip. And it was bad because I'm like, yo, why hasn't the corner decided to stop this stupid shit? They knew, yo, we're not going to stop that bleeding. That bleeding is going to get worse, and it's going to cause problems because it's a fucking hazard. And they didn't do so. And because they didn't do so, that boy lost that fight. And then at some point, what? He ended up fighting another tough-ass fight, Murataliyev, and he got knocked out. See, if he would have beat him, he probably would have decisioned him or fought Fundora again. You know what I mean? And then they would have fought again, and then there probably wouldn't have been no Murataliyev fight to have anyway. Do you guys see what happened? These chain of events that occurred because some moron don't know how to fucking make a sound decision? That's what happened. And I feel bad for Tim Tszyu. Now he's sitting there like, I don't know what's wrong with me, man. I don't know. And this, that, and the other. And Tszyu is not going to quit. Tszyu is not going to quit. That's why you have a corner to save you. Yeah, man, you know, but the thing is, Murataliyev knocked his ass man, bro, that was bad. That was so bad. That was bad on so many levels. And I feel bad for Tim, because Tim don't even, he's like, I don't know, mate. I don't know what happened. And I feel bad for him. You know? I really feel bad for him. Fundora is a tall mother. But I think Tim had his number. He did have his number until that fucking elbow caught his ass. He had his number until that elbow sliced into his flesh, until his fucking top of his head or wherever the hell it was. It was bad. And those dumbasses that were in his corner didn't have enough sense to say, you know what? I don't think that shit's gonna go away. Let's stop this fight. Let's stop it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, Tim Tszyu did all that work and, you know, beating, what's his name? What's Alicia Baumgartner's boyfriend? I forget his name now. But anyway, the guy that Jermell Charlo beat. But anyway, I mean, he did a body of work, and he was coming up gradually, and he wanted to fight everybody, and he wasn't afraid. He wasn't scared, and he took on tough guys like that. He took on the Haslam looking ass Fundora, you know what I mean? And it was crazy. Shout out Kurt, what's good? Vincent N, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. There was going to be Tszyu versus once upon a time. Tszyu versus, yeah, Keith Thurman, he had another injury. You know, and that was that. So, yeah, it was bad, man. Tim Tszyu was good. That was his coming out party, and Keith Thurman ruined that shit. Keith Thurman is not reliable. You know, and basically all it took was that one time for him to get his ass whooped by Manny Pacquiao, and he was no longer no good. You know, even though he beat Mario Barrios, you know what I mean? He's not reliable. Thurman versus Spence still needs to happen. In what world? In what world is that? Thurman versus Spence? No. Bro, I was in my 30s when those dudes were talking about fighting. I mean, like mid-30s. All Thurman has got is his left is Clarissa Shields fight. Damn. Will Canelo fight Jake? I don't know. And then he became the oldest WW at 42, roughing up Thurman. He even named a new dog he bought. I call him Thurman. This is Thurman Pacquiao, people. Baratid presente. Thurman Pacquiao. People blaming Canelo for the fight breaking down. Well, I don't think it's people blaming Canelo. I think we're still hearing Canelo's going to fight Jake Paul. So it comes off is that Canelo is fighting Jake Paul instead of Terence Crawford. Spence needs to pick a tempo to know slow that he has that dog in him to be number one. Kurt, I just noticed you laugh like Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop. In Beverly Hills, Eddie Murphy? Okay. Peace, brother. Kurt, does Canelo realize that his legacy would be legendary if he fought Benavidez and Crawford? Someone that does whatever they want, do you think he cares about legacy? He doesn't care about legacy. He doesn't care about any of that shit anymore, dude. He doesn't care about being a legend no more. He's already done everything that he feels he needs to do. Anybody that does whatever they want, they do whatever they feel, right? So whatever they feel like doing, that's what they're going to do. You guys need to understand that. Canelo Alvarez is not what you think he is. He's a guy that's done everything that he's possibly going to do. He has no secrets. He has no surprises for you. He has no big fights coming up. He does whatever he wants. That's it. That's all it's going to be. So, no, I'm not just pissed at Canelo like that. I'm not even mad. I'm just like, I know boxing is going to suffer because boxing is doing so well. Understand, you got the brothers and you got the others. Okay? We're the brothers. We're the ones that want to see things come together. The others don't. Canelo, Tank Davis, those are the others. They don't give a shit about making the best fights. They care about making money. They're both Floyd's followers. See, Floyd did whatever he wanted to and people hated him for it. Why don't people have that same feeling for Canelo? Let me say that one more again. People gave Floyd Mayweather hell about doing whatever he wanted to do. So why don't we have the same energies towards Canelo Alvarez? Kurt, if McCauley beats AJ easily, do you think he'd be a good fight for Usyk? Not because he beat AJ. I think he would be just a good fight anyway. Why would beating AJ have anything to do with it? How about him fighting Usyk right now? You know, AJ's just living life. You guys don't understand. That dude has made a whole lot of money. And he seems like he doesn't give a shit. And that's enough about AJ. This is about other than heavyweights. Hold up, Kurt. Hold up here, Kurt Mayweather. Fought a lot of killers, especially in the lower weights. Way more than Nello. Of course. That was a different career. That was Pretty Boy. Not Money May. Money May's shine. You know, he beat Pacquiao. Well, he beat Canelo, then he beat Pacquiao. And he did that at age 36, and he did it and then at 38. So he fought Pacquiao at 38, and he fought Canelo at 36. Floyd legit is the best defensive fighter ever, but he was a boring fighter. Robert Jacobs. What makes some boring is a perception when it deals with someone that can't be hit. Like you just said, he was one of the best defensive fighters ever. But what excites you about boxing the most? When somebody gets punched, when somebody connects, when somebody lands, right? I mean, can we agree on that? Like, isn't that what, you know, makes fights exciting? When that punch lands, it's almost like making that goal in fucking football. It's like the same thing. You scored. It's a score. Oh, a punch landed. Oh, shit. Look at that. That is what excites people. So if you're the most defensive fighter of all time, how are you going to be exciting? Because nobody's going to hit you until they do. Floyd was far from boring, little homie. Floyd Mayweather, man. Floyd said, screw everyone. He didn't care about none of that no more. He is like Canelo is right now. Nobody likes people who go around telling everybody how rich they are. Sweet Pea was really exciting defensive fighting. Memory, he was. And they hated him too. They couldn't stand Sweet Pea Whitaker. They gave a draw from him and Julio Cesar Chavez, knowing damn well Julio Cesar Chavez did not deserve a win. He didn't deserve a draw. Sorry, a draw. Because a draw for him was a win. Because it wasn't a loss. Because he got his ass whooped. Pernell Whitaker, bro, watch that fight. You know, Julio Cesar Chavez, sure, he fought Pernell, but he lost to Pernell. Yeah, they robbed him. They knew they robbed him because they didn't want that Mexican legend to get a loss to that young, slick, brash, coke snorting ass fighter like Sweet Pea Whitaker. Yes, there I said it. Because that's exactly what he did. That's all he did, too. Yeah, Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea smiled at the result. Like, damn, they did it to me. Yeah, he knew. Sweet Pea knew they would do that because he knew that he wasn't going to win a decision against Julio Cesar Chavez. And, you know, the Trinidad fight, I mean, you could clearly see, here's some things you're not going to know until you're in there. That's what scares me about guys that are up in age, you know, like that, like Zili Zhang and Artur Beterbiev and, you know, guys like that, even Terence Crawford. When you're in the late 30s, early 40s, you don't know when that's going to be your last show because you can get in there and then find out, uh-oh, I don't have this no more. It happens right then, right there. Just like that. I don't have this no more. It's not where it used to be. Damn. You know what I mean? So, Prince and Scene had a A1 Defense Entertainment. Prince and Scene was incredibly entertaining. Yeah, he was. I mean, he had the dude come in on magic carpets. He come in with Black Rob singing. Yeah, he was very entertaining. I like Princess Seema Med, you know. I am Muslim. I am Muslim. And I'm going to knock you out. I felt like Pernell Whitaker beat Oscar De La Hoya. Well, he got a knockdown on De La Hoya. He outlanded De La Hoya. De La Hoya had harder punches because I think he was just a harder puncher, but you know, again, he's not going to win. You think he's going to beat the Golden Boy? You think he's going to win a decision against the Golden Boy, bro? I mean, just like a lot of those fights, you know, like I don't know why I'm so mad about like Lara and Canelo. Lara was not going. Lara could have landed 50 more punches. 50 more punches. Added 50 more landed punches. He still wouldn't have won that damn fight. Have you seen Eubank Jr.'s YouTube channel? It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. He is out of his mind. No, I haven't. I'm going to check it out, though. I didn't know he had a YouTube channel. Senior, right? Okay. I didn't know he had a YouTube channel. Lil Floyd used to give Pernell that work in sparring. Yeah, I heard that. Yafi, I heard that. I'll be honest, I'm a Crawford fan. I think he could have pulled it off, maybe. Well, let's say this, people. All right? Let's wrap this up for a second. You know, I appreciate the crowd we're having. A lot of people still don't know I'm live. You know, but whatever. I think Canelo, I think he knows it's a lose-lose. In his mind, it's a lose-lose. Because he said I wouldn't get credit, and if he beats me, he said it'll be easy. But let's look at it realistically. If he beats me, what would happen to Canelo's what would happen to his reputation, his legacy, if Terence Crawford beat him? If Terence Crawford went out there and just outboxed him and just you know, box circles around him, put combinations together, chopped him up, made him bleed, cut him, you know, and then buckled him even. Did that round after round after round, which I don't even know if he could take shots like that from Crawford. Because I think Crawford hits a lot harder than people give him credit for. Just like I think Floyd, Money Mayweather hits a lot harder than people give him credit for. It's just he doesn't have that type of power that explosive shit, but he has that type of power that make you respect him. See, there's a different type of power. Like, dude, that dude hit me hard. Like, oh, let me not do that again, so they don't do that again, type thing. no harm on Canelo if he lost to the legit fighter. No, if he lost to Crawford, I don't think it would be good. I think he would probably retire. I think Crawford, if he beat Canelo, he would retire Canelo, because there would be no reason Canelo should be around, because the belts that Canelo has would now belong to Terence Crawford. So then Canelo wouldn't have anything to really fight for unless he had a contract in the contract, a rematch clause in the contract, right? So there you go. After that fight, Crawford would be like Master P. Oh, I'm the champ. Give me that crown. Mayweather has stinging shots that come in and leave you guys shy because of the counters. Yeah, that's true. Because you're hesitant. He'll make you hesitant to throw. Behave. Canelo fought Bivol. Yeah, and he lost. And he thought he won that. So I don't think Canelo feels he could lose a fight, because I think he got so, when he was at Golden Boy, they had him winning fights that he didn't have any business winning. Golovkin beat him that first fight. He beat him. He outworked him. He made him. He chased him, right? He chased him. He, like Canelo Alvarez should have lost that fight, bro. But I have to give Canelo credit. I mean, with the punches that he took, that jab was coming at Canelo. And it was, Golovkin has one of the best jabs in the business. See, people forget that jab of Golovkin. That's the type of punch that kept, what's that dangerous power puncher, David Lemieux? That jab alone. Bow, 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 bow. That jab kept his ass back. It kept his ass honest. It kept his ass humbled. He was not doing any of that shit, and he had little short arms anyway. So like he couldn't do anything with these little ass nubs he had. And Golovkin was just boxing that boy, taking him out of the game. Money Mayweather spoils some people's opinion of Pretty Boy. People sleep on how dangerous a prime Lemieux was. Don't let the French accent fool you. Yeah, David Lemieux was a guy that, if he hits you, he could knock you spark. He knocked a lot of people out, bro. Don't get it twisted. He would knock people out. Look what he did to poor Hector Camacho Jr. He knocked him spark out. Usyk versus Mike Tyson. Who you got? Which Mike Tyson? Which Usyk? People sleep on how dangerous. Okay. Triple D did not beat Canelo in that first fight. Okay. Whatever, dude. So they gave it a draw for no reason. Just like Pernell Whitaker didn't beat Julio Cesar Chavez in their fight either. That didn't happen. Curtis Stevens. Yeah. Is it true Crawford wanted $50 million? That's crazy. I have no idea. But I mean, Jose Chavez, $50 million compared to someone that is able to give you $50 million? That's crazy. Why would that be crazy, though? '83-'88, Mike Tyson just outworks Usyk, and he would faint to Usyk's weak side and keep hooking off of it. I don't know, man. A prime Mike Tyson versus Alexander Usyk, I'd have to go with Mike, because Usyk was good, but I don't think he would keep Mike. I don't think he would keep Mike off of him. Stewart says it was shitty how they aged him out. Yeah, I mean that was a De La Hoya decision. So you couldn't really get mad at Canelo. De La Hoya, that was a De La Hoya decision. Wait him out. Don't fight him now. Canelo, not now. Wait until another year. Wait until he starts fading. I'll take Mike Tyson that fight, Razor Ruddock over Usyk. Who do you got in the Bivol Better BF rematch? I'm actually about to drop that video. But we don't know what happened. So until we know what happened, I guess we'll take it from what we took it. It's off. My question is, was it ever really on? That's another question you ask yourself. But then if the Jake Paul versus Canelo fight's on, I think he will have some explaining to do. Because, Jake Paul versus Canelo Alvarez, people are then going to ask him, what about Crawford? So he's going to get sick of people asking him about Crawford while he's trying to promote the idea of fighting Jake Paul. And that's just going to be frustrating, But, you guys, let me show you my view, right? Show you guys my view. I want to show you my view. This is what I've been looking at this whole time. That's my view. This is my view. So as I've been counterpunching the idea of Canelo and Crawford not fighting, fights off, I've been looking at this view here. Right? Cypress knees and other beautiful things. Ducks, as you can see. The weather is beautiful. The wind is blowing. Bro, it's a sight to see. Kurt went out to the countryside, no doubt, to drop those barrels in the water from previous jobs in the city. I hear you. Yeah. Picturesque view. Absolutely, Vincent in. Chris Bird versus Roy Jones. Who would won? Nah, I'd have to give it to Roy. Chris Bird was good, but he wasn't that good. You know what I mean? He wasn't Roy good. Roy was better than Chris Bird. Chris Bird was a slick guy, and he was good for fighting and beating heavyweights, whereas Roy Jones was better all the way around, that came from a lighter weight class. In fact, Chris Bird was supposed to have never fought heavyweights, but he did it anyway. So you got to give him credit for doing so. So yeah, this is it, guys. This is it. That's that type of weather where you go out with kids, skip some rocks across the water. Great for families. Absolutely. I do agree. I do definitely agree. Got huge homes there. Yeah. I'll let you guys look at, there's an island. I want to buy that island. I want to buy it. I've been looking at it for quite some time. I wonder, does anyone own it? So you got beautiful, huge homes over there. You see? Boats coming in. All right. About to go fishing, Kurt? Nah, bro. I got stuff I need to do. Fishing would be nice right now, though. That would be dope. That would be nice. Right? I think Canelo owns that island. I think he probably could, Jose. I want that island. I want. He'll put a fucking boxing gym on it. Call it Jalisco. He would call that island Jalisco. It says in Louisiana, it's Jalisco. I bought the fucking island there for $40,000. Fucking cheap. But guys, appreciate you hanging out with me. I got things to do. And we'll get back to you. A couple more videos coming today, so stay tuned for that. The fight predictions of Zhilei Zhang versus Aged Caballo. Who else? Beterbiev, of course, versus Bivol. That's coming. So fight predictions are coming your way. Of course, we have the weigh-in tomorrow between Otto Weiland and Derek Chisora. Then we have Derek Chisora versus Otto Weiland. So, of course, that's Britain time. So stay tuned for that. Canelo will turn into a cinnamon roll when he retires. Crawford versus Beterbiev should be next. I would not want to see some shit like that. Beterbiev versus Crawford? No, bro. I don't like those odds. That's a bad. Listen, fuck that. Let Canelo's big ass fight Beterbiev. Why Crawford got to fight him? See, Canelo's good enough to be in that weight class, but he's not a big dude. So everybody talking out size, but then you want to throw Crawford at 175? Crawford didn't ask nobody to go to 175. What you fucking with him for? You guys are cruel. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to get off of here. You guys be blessed. Have a great day. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace!